I have some exciting news for all Windows 11 users. First, Microsoft just released a big update for Windows 11 that makes system feel more responsive. And Microsoft has made yet another promise. They're doing the memory optimization for 8 gigabytes and above. Right now, we all know how bad the memory management is in Windows 11. If you have a 8 gigabytes of RAM, when you do multitasking, your system will struggle. Right now, as you can see, I have 32 gigabytes of RAM and it's using almost 7.45 gigabytes of RAM. The apps that are currently running are Task Manager, File Explorer, and a web browser. If I count all the system resources for these and including some of the background apps that I'm using, they're probably using around 1 to 1.5 gigabytes. Rest is used by the system. So for low-end PCs with less RAM, like 8, 16 gigabytes, the memory management is really bad and your system will probably struggle. Okay, I have the new security update installed. It is KB5121003. This is the update that makes system more responsive when you launch the applications. And it's actually kind of crazy. So we have this post on windowslatest.com. Here they have done a pretty good comparison. Check this out. This is before installing that update. Look at the CPU cores when they launch the application. Not all cores gets boosted equally. Now look at this. So this CPU boost feature is called low latency profile. It's enabled on the system. You don't have to do anything. Once you get this security update, it will auto enable it. So here you can see we have side-by-side comparison. They're launching the weather application and you can see where the low latency profile is active. The CPU cores all go up to make app launch faster, and it actually launches a lot faster. Now let's do our own test. Okay, so I have this program called HW Info. If you also want to do the test by yourself, you can get it from this website. And after this, it will open the system summary and CPU active clock window. If you don't see that window, click on summary inside the program, then it will open the system active clock window. Right now you can see my active clock is maximum. All of my cores are running at maximum speed. We can verify that by going into the task manager and you can see this is the speed it's running at right now, 4.75, 76, 78 gigahertz. And this doesn't mean that it's being used at 100%. This basically means my CPU clock speed is running at its maximum. So because I have this update installed and there are some apps running in the background, the active clock is almost full. So what I can do is select the balance mode. So this is the best way I can do this. Let's launch a app. I'm going to open a Chrome browser and you'll see what happens there. The system will automatically boost the CPU clock at its maximum when you launch the application. That's what the low latency profile thingy is. Again, there are many apps running in the background. It will occasionally automatically boost the clock. So I'm going to launch the Chrome here. That opened quickly actually. The CPU will run at a maximum speed, just like that, every time I open any application. And this makes app launch faster. And I can actually confirm that the apps are actually launching faster. I can also do the same thing with File Explorer. Okay, you can see how fast the File Explorer is launching. Same thing goes for the Task Manager. Pretty quick, okay? And my CPU is kind of pretty old, okay? It's like i7 9th gen. And now let's monitor this with the task manager itself. Right now, there are some background processes running. So the CPU usage is around 1 to 3%. Now, watch what happens to the CPU graph when I launch a web browser. You see this spike here? So that's the CPU boost. Every time you launch, it's gonna spike the CPU usage also. And it's not like 100%. For a brief second, your CPU will run at its maximum speed and your CPU will also spike a little bit, whatever amount is needed to launch that application. Just keep your eye on speed. Right now, it's shifting in between 1.8, 2.45 gigahertz. Now, as soon as I open a application, watch the speed. It went all the way to 4 point something gigahertz and then dropped back to normal speed. Okay, and you can also see the CPU spike. One important thing you need to understand here is that it's not 100% CPU usage. Even before the low latency profile, these spikes were still present. But before the low latency profile, not all cores were boosted. But right now, everything is boosted basically. So this is a pretty big update. Every app you launch will launch faster. I can actually see it. You can also test this by yourself. I'm launching a web browser. It is launching faster. I'm launching a Microsoft Store, which always used to load really slow before the update. But right now, it's launching really fast. Let's also open the DaVinci Resolve. This is a pretty heavy program. So, I mean, for games and heavy programs, you might not notice anything because there are so many things that program or game needs to load. But everyday applications or system apps, they do launch pretty quickly. I can actually see the difference. If the low latency profile for all apps is not enabled, you can enable it using a Vive tool, but I recommend you guys to just wait for Microsoft to enable this for your system automatically. Now let's move on to next great news. Remember this blog post from Microsoft titled "Our Commitment to Windows Quality"? It was published back in March 2026. Here they basically promised that they're gonna make Windows 11 better, more customizable and all that. On end of July, they made a update blog post titled "Windows Quality, an update on commitment we made in March." The list of things that they have improved or added is pretty big actually. If you are interested, you can go and read this blog post. So far, they have improved the search box, WSL, and making all the system apps native using the WinUI 3. They have also improved the File Explorer widget, and feed experience is also improved, which I don't use, but if you use, then good news for you. The list is pretty good. They have done so many improvements in here. Now, they have made another big promise. That is memory optimization for 8 GB and above. Right now, if you have a Windows 11 PC with 8 GB, your system is probably struggling when you do multitasking. Microsoft is in pretty bad situation right now because of this. So just recently, Microsoft deleted a blog post where they say if you want to have a best experience on Windows 11, you should have 32 GB of RAM. So basically what's happening is right now, memory prices are skyrocketing. Okay, because of that, devices are also getting expensive. So Microsoft has begun selling their laptops with 8 GB of RAM. On 8 GB of RAM, it's using 5 GB. But depending on how much RAM you have, it grows bigger. For the 8 GB of RAM, 5 GB, for more, it will use more. So Microsoft can't stop the price hiking, but they can optimize their system. So that's what this is all about. So this is the next phase to make Windows 11 even better. Reducing Windows memory footprint to deliver a fast and responsive Windows experience across the PC's customer use every day. And this one, onboarding and setup, delivering a faster and more efficient out-of-the-box experience. So far, they have delivered almost everything they promised in their blog post, and I'm hoping that they deliver all of this by the end of this year when they drop the major update 26H2. Right now, if you want to test all of these new features, changes, you'll have to join the Windows Insider program. You can do it inside a virtual machine, or if you have a spare laptop or desktop, you can install there. They don't really have other option. They are also selling their laptops with 8 GB of RAM, and their Windows just eats almost all of it. So all we can do for now is wait for the 26H2 update. Until that day, they are actually pushing some updates early, like the File Explorer improvement, faster app launch time, the low latency profile thingy. And another thing you need to know about the 26H2 is that if you're already on Windows 11 24H2 and 25H2, this update will be quick because the 26H2 is based on same Windows Windows core platform as the 25H2 or 24H2. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or have any suggestions for me, you can always do the comment and we can have some chit chat in the comment section too. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourself and have fun. Bye bye.